I was not exaggerating in the title when I said that the community of Jujutsu Shenanigans sucks. But this is the moment when I have to put emphasis on not everyone. I will get as to why soon, since if it was everyone, that just wouldn't be true, and I will be basically dunking on most of my viewer base. If I were to ask you what is the worst part of Jujutsu Shenanigans, most of you will probably respond the community. And there's probably a good reason for that. First, let's talk about the earlier days of JJS. This is where I first joined the community when Hakari got its first moves. The game was unbelievably unbalanced. Gojo's base moves did even more damage than they do now. There wasn't any anti-gank. You could get full stunned on get up, meaning you could get infinite comboed. Forward dash didn't knock you down if you did it too close either, leading to even more infinite combos. I'm sure that you can see the problem. I did, and so did other people. When I first released my video on these specific problems, the response I got was deflective and just plain ignorant. Want to know how they justified all of the broken aspects of the game? They said it's Jujutsu Shenanigans, not Jujutsu Battlegrounds. If you're an older viewer of mine, you know that makes no sense, and I've talked about this a million times. The game name should never limit the game's enjoyability. If you enjoy doing 100 to 0 combos on other people and also having those be done to you, I have no clue how you just don't get bored of that. But if you're a normal human being, you probably enjoy some challenge to your fights and actually improving your skills. And at the end of the day, JGS is a fighting game. It's a battleground by design, not whatever the hell people actually thought it was. But thankfully people moved on from that phase. We got bursting, we got hyper armor on get up, characters got more balanced, and so on. What was the reaction of these people? Well, they also moved on. No, not to other games, but defending and deflecting other problems of the game. The simplest of which was Hakari. Back then you could only use 1 and 2 in your domain expansion to actually get the next event. 4 was out of the picture, let alone your R, so getting a jackpot was a lot harder. Also the fact that it was complete RNG up until the 4th event, which until then it was guaranteed. Not only was it harder, but the RNG could also just basically ruin your entire day. Do you wanna know how annoying it was to only have 2 moves and so little time to actually get it without being completely lucky? Then these same people went, oh, he's complaining about the RNG character for having RNG. Which, like, yeah, why would I play this really unique character which I actually really enjoyed? It was literally my main character, if I can just play any other character at the time to perform just as good, if not better. It got buffs later on and they just overall improved the game. And guess where these people went? Nowhere. They're still here. Most of these people have never left and probably never will. There are more events like this where these same people have occasionally popped back out again, and they probably will never leave. They will actively defend problems of the game, enabling others to believe that these faults are completely okay. Yet, no one has said anything about this. No one has really cared enough to, which is actually a majority of the community. But I thought now would be a good time to mention why I am making this video. If you're active within the Jujutsu Shenanigans Discord, you have probably noticed the increasing amount of toxicity in the chats. People were constantly cursing out Z for either delaying an update, not doing enough, not adding what they wanted, for literally any reason they could think of. The toxic side of the fan base is clearly not happy with Z, and that has translated to either shit talking or anything of that nature. Let's read what the head moderator said about this. It's crazy how ungrateful most of you are. He's just a college student doing his best to make the game enjoyable, even going as far as updating it every week. But the moment there's a delay, y'all start attacking him. Can we normalize being kind and patient? And to those claiming it's his job, you know full damn well he could update the game once a month and still make the same amount of money, which proves that he does it because he cares about the community, unlike most Roblox developers that are only updating the games for money. Holy shit. I am not active enough within the Discord community to see half the things these moderators see. But imagine how many DMs, how many messages they get regarding delays, bad features, unfinished features. imagine how tolling that has to actually be. Since when did we normalize just harassing developers if they made a change you didn't like? What kind of backwards community are we in? Now, let's actually talk about the majority of the community, not the minority I just talked about. It's always easier to focus on the negative side of the community, but in truth, a majority of the community aren't like this, despite how it may seem and how I may have pictured it for you. This majority see that there is an update, they are happy that the game got updated regardless of quality, and they simply enjoy the game. Before I was a YouTuber and it became my job to make videos about these updates and changes, I didn't really care enough to express my thoughts. As for the people who are already putting enough effort in to hate the game and its developers, yes, they will make sure that others hear it and that it's other people's problems too. And for the people like the moderators and the developers, it's hard to see the good part of the community. So let's do something we probably should be doing more. Just being patient, enjoying the updates, and not listening to the talkers. A big reason for this type of behavior is the age of the average player. I bet that a lot of you are underage within my viewer base. Kids are dumb and they will do and say stupid things. Is that an excuse? No. But the actual constructive and positive side of the community don't have time for things like constantly complaining, like kids would. They simply use their time to enjoy the game. Is this a JGS specific issue? No, not really. Most battlegrounds have this. Though, this is a video that is worth making, not only to speak on the matter on JGS, but to also spread awareness. So if you're like anything negative I mentioned before, from here on out, if I mention the JGS community, you are not a part of that in my mind. The JGS community that I know provides constructive criticism if there is any, and don't start insulting developers or moderators, let alone the players. If there is an issue, be level-headed. The developers and mods are just like us. They care for the game just as much as you and I do. Hating or enabling or just being anything negative will not help the game. If you want to criticize, then do so, but be constructive. Say how to fix it, even if other people won't agree with you. Talking about your opinions with others is a positive. I've had some really bad takes and opinions, but that has allowed me to actually see the broader picture, see what other people think. If there's a delay, just wait. JGS already updates more than any other battleground. If anything, we've seen more characters get released in the short time span than any other battlegrounds out there. Right now, the diagram for updates is basically a circle. The update releases, people say it's mediocre, the next update gets delayed so that it can be updated more, people say something about the delay, and then the update releases and the cycle starts again. Let's just all aim to improve this as a community. Anyway, that's all I wanted to talk about. With that, I will see you in the next one.